What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first Hogwarts Legacy gameplay stream. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and we've got a lot of really exciting stuff to show you today. But before we get into showing you the game and gameplay, I have a few wonderful guests that I need to introduce you to. First up, we have our community guest host. He brings you the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. He's the local Merlin conspiracy theorist.
Guilty as charged.
One half of Expecto Go, James Whitehead.
Thanks, Chandler. Yes, I'm James Whitehead of Expecto Go, bringing you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. And I am one half of Expecto Go, the other half, my wife Sue, represents that other half. So I'm excited to be here, and thank you, Avalanche Software, for inviting me. I cannot wait to go over this gameplay. I just got to say that.
Welcome, thank you for being here. And we've got two people from the studio, just two of the many people bringing this thing together, the magic of Hogwarts Legacy. Game director, Alan Tu.
Hello, everyone.
And senior environment artist and Hogwarts expert, Boston Madsen. So thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules right now to sit down with us to help us show everybody gameplay. So what we're going to be showing you today, first, the character creator, because it's your legacy, and you have to create yourself when you get into to get into Hogwarts and bring your whole authentic self to Hogwarts. So we're going to show you that character creator. Then we're going to dive into a tour of Hogwarts, and it's just a small tour of Hogwarts, right? Because Hogwarts is huge. Hogwarts is really big. So we're going to be showing you a little bit, but it's still a lot. So, and finally, ending up with combat. A little taste of combat, a little taste of how all that works. Just a little taste. Yeah. So we're excited to get there. But again, first and foremost, we need to get into this character creator. And James, with you here, we wanted to let you create this character. So Andrew, who is going to be doing all of our gameplay capture today, is going to be handing you the controller.
Oh my gosh. All right, I won't break anything. All right, so what are we looking at right here on this screen?
These are your presets. So a lot like other games, there's some initial settings that you can choose for your character that just kind of get them into like the ballpark of what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
Oh man!
And then once you're in that ballpark, all the other tabs let you dial that in, be exactly who you want to be. Our goal with this is to make sure that for anyone that fantasized about bringing themselves to the school for the very first time, that they feel like they have the options in order to represent who they are and essentially bring themselves to Hogwarts or whatever character they want to bring to Hogwarts.
Oh my god, and options galore. Do you mind if I try to put myself in here right quick?
It's all about you today.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, that's me. We're here. That's me right there. All right, so let's start
walking. Pretty close, but let's look at everything here. You know, let's play around with some of these options, like really.
All right, so what are we looking at with this option over here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of the different faces that you saw in the previous screen, all those faces are choices that you have here. So you can, now you're just kind of getting into the details in your face shape, in your skin color. And then because we knew a lot of people going right in are going to want it right away. Even though it's an option later in the game, you can collect different types of glasses, put them on later. We give you some options right up front if you want to have glasses for your character.
Oh man, oh my gosh, look at the structure of the faces with this. Wow, you guys thought of crazy. I like that. I don't think my face is that skinny, but I think we'll go that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
Those are your glasses there.
Oh, so we started. We could go Harry Potter if we want.
Nossa, só tem 3 tipos de modelo inicial. Provavelmente vai ter muita atualização nesse jogo.
There's a lot of different options that you'll keep unlocking. So as part of kind of like gear for the character, there's lots of different classes. There's even masks. There's all kinds of things over the course of the game.
I like how it's all Victorian era though.
Yeah, right up front.
Such a good call. Such a good call. Oh my gosh. All right. So now, we can go fleek on this one with the hair.
I spend a lot of time here just like dreaming about my different characters.
Oh my gosh, the pony. The thing I'm always amazed by whenever I see any aspects of Hogwarts Legacy's character creator is just the texture. And like you even adding the bounce with the hair moving around. Yo, that kind of looks like Hermione a little bit. I'm not even gonna just, and we can just go, can I go like Tonks purple or green a little bit?
Absolutely.
Yo,
Seu cabelo é bem detalhado.
this is so cool. Oh, I like that. That is cute. Oh, okay, so a little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair, like way back. But
Was it purple?
I wanted silver tips, so that was the closest I got to any color. But oh my gosh, this is so cool. So you literally can bring yourself. Like it's a myriad of textures and different hairstyles here. All right, so now we're getting over here to play around with some of the...
These are more subtle options. Okay. Freckles, moles, different things like when it comes to your complexion, like darker eyes, maybe like some shading on the cheeks.
Oh man, you guys literally thought of everything with this.
I do have a bit of fun with that. And then the scars are one of those options where
cicatrizes.
Harry had his own unique scar, but you can come in with
yours.
Different scar options.
Yeah.
Da hora, hein?
Oh, wow. Look at that. I didn't even see that.
Olha isso, pode ver
Those
isso.
are my favorite. The eyebrow scars. Love those.
Yeah, you look kind of
like... classic.
Yeah, you look kind of just like tough.
Essa cicatriz é clássica.
So now we're over here. Oh, man.
Vamos ver aqui.
You guys, this is so sick.
Sobrancelha.
Again, getting more subtle here, you know, really like dialing in that face to really
I don't know how revealing I want to be with my facial features now. Just like, yeah, I kind of have a big face. Yeah, my eyebrows kind of sit kind of low. But I mean, literally, you have so many options just starting the game. I feel like I'm going to be here like forever.
Yeah, you and me both.
And then this final tab here, this is where you kind of bring your whole character together. You know, this is where you finalize everything. You're not choosing your house here.
No,
that's not yet.
Ali, olha,
theory.
Voice.
But you know, here's where you bring you choose voice 1 or voice 2, which is more kind of a masculine or a feminine voice. And then even within that, changing your pitch.
Ela tá falando, não deixa
pitch
nem a gente
slider.
ouvir.
It's a subtle slider, but you can hear it.
Concerned about. That was quite something.
And so you can kind of make out the differences. But yeah, you choose which kind of voice that you want. You'll be selecting your difficulty here. For today, we'll just go normal because Andrew's going to be taking us through some of the experiences with combat later.
And we can talk a little more about difficulty, with combat and how that plays in. But I think the important thing here is like if for people who aren't gamers, especially, story mode is a way to get into this without being worried about like, oh, do I need to be good at games? Like, no, just enjoy this game.
And I will put expecto and then go. We're good. Awesome.
And then whether you want to be witch or wizard.
Escolher.
Amazing.
What'd you think, character creator? We're good?
I'm good. Yo, let's explore Hogwarts and let's get into some combat.
All right. Through the magic of using a dev kit, we're going to be loading up a save a little later in. So that we can show you more about Hogwarts and give you that taste of combat. All right, Andrew's got some gameplay pulled up for us here. We are starting out, James. There you are. You're wearing the House Fanatic robes from the account linking.
Thank you. I do look good. And this is our first look at the Hufflepuff common room. I mean, dorm room. Yeah. This is awesome. Alan, what are we seeing right here with the UI? Because this is our first look.
Yeah. So right now we know there's been a lot of questions about the HUD because this is the first time we're showing it. So kind of going over from right to left, on the bottom right is what we call our spell diamond. So those are, everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn over the course of the game.
Okay.
And that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly. To the top left of that is, you'll see the D-pad, and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of, not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell. There are certain spells that are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller all times. And Revelio is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because we feel like there's a lot of spoilers there. You know, like what are all the spells and what can we do?
I would like spoilers, but I understand.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side, that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical tools that you're going to be kind of brewing and growing over the course of the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
Okay, cool.
There are a few things that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your health, and basically there's a potion next to it. That's how you might heal. The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize. And all the way on the left is our mini-map with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in the common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond out in the world. And for those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of minimaps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the minimap and turn on or off different elements of our HUD.
Immerse yourself.
And we'll go more into the spells as we get into combat, but that's kind of that's what you're seeing there. And this is our HUD.
Also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out. I'm a big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories. Very nice bedside tables.
Aí tá gostando até agora das madeiras.
The honey-colored wood was
a construção de madeira dos dormitórios.
It's part of lore. There we go. All right.
So now we're walking out into.
We really tried making these low-ceilinged dorms
a iluminação
to give
do
you
jogo
that
é bem
Badger
legal.
sort of
Cara,
feel.
essa área lembra muito Senhor dos Anéis.
Gorgeous.
And I'm calling out here, this is unique music that you're hearing for the Hufflepuff Common Room. Go back to those Common Room videos we released, you'll notice the music's a little bit different, and that is entirely intentional.
É bonito,
we just want to welcome you to your Common Room in every single house, just a little bit differently. You can customize that experience right away.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Look at that.
So, I mean, beautiful design. We could spend like the entire rest of the stream just in the common room here and talking about it, and I'm sure Boston and James could be like just geeking out over it.
All the details come from the writings for this common room. The round doors,
é rápido pra caramba, hein? Tá mais rápido que o
even the
normal.
dancing badgers
Mas
on
tá
the
bonito,
fireplace.
It's got a real earthy vibe.
Cadê a...
It's very, very earthy.
Which is like elements
Parece
for each of the houses, right? Like
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw's air, Gryffindor is fire, and Slytherin is water. We really leaned into that for each common room.
Wow.
So it feels earthy. We've got a little earthen passageway. That's what we were. Hopefully, it should feel very familiar.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But I know you don't want to leave, but we're going to be leaving.
Eles não conversam, vão conversar, pelo menos.
I understand. Whoa, the sound effects though. Like, looking back at the past trailers, it was just music, but kind of hearing how Hogwarts is now, it's so cool.
Very tactile.
Yeah.
Andrew's going to make use of one of our spells, Revelio.
Use Revelio right here, because there's a little magic going on.
Tem alguma coisa.
Yeah.
So,
these are something that we kind of interchangeably call Revelio pages or lore pages. And you'll notice a bunch of things pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we got some XP for it. And you can also see that we've advanced something called like a field guide challenge. So I want to talk about that a little bit.
São detalhes
so we had to ask ourselves.
Sobre a área. Tiraram a imagem do jogo. Quero ver o jogo.
Maybe something you may or may not be able to tickle there. But in our game, we had to answer the question, we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do we catch up to the other students?
Imagem bonita pra caramba.
We have an answer to that question, and it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field Guide that's granted to you early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit pause for me up here, before we push forward a little bit, you can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Wow.
That's your Wizard's Field Guide. And you can see your house kind of fresh overlaid over it. And you can see that on your level as well. So that the Field Guide has this magical property of looking out into the world around you. And the reason why it's on loan from the Ministry of Magic and the professor granted it to you as a late fifth year student is because they want it to help you catch up to the other kids. And its magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is, as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of locked into there. And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see different types of challenges that are combat challenges, quest challenges, exploration challenges. And you can see field guide pages are on there as well. That entire category is one of the ways that the book itself kind of fills out into the school and spills out into the school and kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school that you're actually going to interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice your spells. And so that thing that we just saw is not just a field guide challenge, it's also something that players can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them. And there are over 100 field guide pages in Hogwarts alone.
A little glimpse of the grand staircase.
Circular circuit.
And I did notice the blue flame just ignite right there, which is so cool. Oh man,
fast travel points there. House hourglasses. We had to. How much fun was it designing those and putting all those in there?
But they're just like in the books, right next to the Great Hall.
It's a nod to lore. House points is not a core mechanic or system in the game.
We didn't turn it into like a gameplay system, but it's definitely present throughout our narrative. And there are lots of choices where we want to nod to things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but we nod to them as part of the narrative.
Over to the right there, Andrew was teasing the Great Hall over through those doors. Again, we're not going there. He's just kind of like, no.
Cool.
Here's another collectible page. You know, just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up and.
That's a shot straight from the trailer too. That part right there, I recognize that.
I might be giving you a little fan service here with callbacks to those.
And this one's from summertime, because I noticed these are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the season.
Yeah, the detail they put in this is kind of, I get surprised by it all the time.
That's a sentient magic castle, so.
Oh man, and we're going out. Look at that.
This is where the students would normally kind of congregate just to kind of chill out, play, meet each other outside the Great Hall before and after meals.
Caramba, você entra completamente no Harry Potter.
I love the way that when the castle interconnects to, that it interconnects outside, inside. There are pathways on both sides of things, so you really get a sense of scope to how big this castle is.
And when you see things, like you'll notice a bridge over there, that's a place you can go to and cross. Like everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Wow.
We put a lot of effort
que você tem que se orientar muito pelo mapa,
not just the student population, but even just the greenery and stuff.
É gigantesco.
And this castle's been here for hundreds of years, so just kind of the moss and all the trees that have overgrown it, and
oh my gosh,
that landscape, that Scottish.
This location might look a little familiar to you.
I thought I recognized it. I believe this is from the Spring ASMR, and yes, so that puzzle right there, that view, Andrew is taking us right back to that.
I'm going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep moving on. We can't spoil everything. We can't give you everything, right?
Hogwarts contains a lot of secrets.
Oh my God.
But this is this grand entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah, we're coming upon the central hall, and we pointed out the greenhouse outside, and we'll notice when we get down there.
Esse jogo
This is a
vai ganhar o jogo do ano, certeza.
It's a big castle,
é impossível esse jogo não ser o jogo do ano.
So you shouldn't get very lost.
2023 vai ser ele, com certeza.
I love that.
Each direction, you know, it's green over there, so the greenhouse is over there. Transfiguration courtyard, you know, the library straight ahead, so it's kind of a.
Agora tá tendo mais vida também nos personagens,
Even the
né?
color,
Tô reparando que eles estão conversando, conversando entre si.
Oh my God.
A lot of it'll be subconscious, but it'll help you really learn the castle and feel like you know your way around.
Também tá bem legal.
That's not to say that it's easy to learn. All of us here still get pretty lost in it.
Apesar deles estarem falando e eu também, reparem na música.
I love that Andrew's definitely teasing a lot of things here.
O cara vai chorar,
swinging the camera this
lágrimas
way,
nos olhos. Emocionado.
He's got this grin on his face over there. It's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
Cara, olha essa área. No quadribol, me lembra o quadribol. Nas tretas que tinha aí.
And an opportunity to talk to somebody, get a quest giver here.
Nelly Hogspear.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nelly, by the way. I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumour is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black couldn't be bothered to disenchant the keys, and they appear every few years. You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Você teve várias opções para escolher.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen for them.
Chaves na
so it's kind of side quest. It's a cool way to interact with your fellow students, with perhaps other teachers, with various things like that, as well as teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts. I think there's a little bit of that.
Absolutely. The students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school, opportunities around it, what we can do, and in those interactions, different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player, and then some of those things can affect things game-wide. Some of these affect characters' lives, the ending of the game.
And sometimes it's just about you being a little bit of a nice guy or just being a jerk.
Yeah, absolutely. So the scale really varies, but those
opportunities já é outra ala.
Wow, look at
Hogwarts.
This.
Cara, como Hogwarts vai ser grande.
Dada, Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Power,
which this is one of my favorite locations in the castle. Just visually, you come in here and just the richness.
Realmente a nova geração dos
very
games.
Unique to
outra interação para mais missões.
Somebody else that we can talk to, notably
eu sugiro para jogo assim você fazer primeiro as missões de para depois passar para a outra.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am? Zenobia Noak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Menininha brava.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoilsports.
Ela falou que todo mundo odeia ela porque eles odeiam ela. Eles fazem muito bullying.
I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room. My gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Diversas coisas aí, algumas coisas eu não entendi.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose,
tá bem interessado nesses jogos.
Or at least, not often. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers.
Que eu nunca ouvi falar que
terrible as well.
Da história, né, de Hogwarts,
have taken my gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they responded accordingly.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented 5th year to help me.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my gobstones, do come and see me again. I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
I love that interaction with her because there's so many ways that you can go with that. You can feel for her, you can be a jerk to her, you can be like, gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean. Like,
and your
vai apresentar vários tipos de coisas, de jogos.
Continue.
Provavelmente isso aí vai aumentar muito.
Gobstones too. I know people are going to ask, Gobstones playable? They mentioned it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Gobstones is one of the things that is not playable in the game. I know we've had to rip the Band-Aid off on a few things. Honestly, it's an amazing thing on the franchise how many things about this like speak to us as fans and that we want to turn into gameplay. And there were calls that we had to make over the course of production of kind of like which things we will and won't include in the bucket. Just kind of for the overall
Wizard's Chess.
Those are things that aren't featured.
They're featured within the world.
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the Wizarding world.
Every single time there's something that we regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to kind of like acknowledge it, touch it, you know, and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
And I know here.
I recognize that staircase to the left where we were just at and he was walking by. I also recognize the dragon at the very top.
Being in a classroom, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about how classes work, because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it a schedule-based system? Is it so tell us how classes work?
Yeah, so ultimately we decided not to go the sim route. So I think like one of the speculations was, is there time of day and you know, that kind of thing, like, can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but everything is very narrative-based. There's a big mystery going on in the world. There's something happening in the narrative, and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative, each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do, and then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells. It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells, your major abilities. You get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events and moments in those missions. And then there are also additional opportunities outside of that through kind of like side classroom missions, essentially, where you can learn additional spells or things that you need in your adventure and also get to know the professors better.
And I just want to call out something that Andrew's been kind of showing off, ways to kind of interact with the environment and just engage with the world. And, you know, maybe down there he's sipping some tea with
Victorian high
society.
I just no wonder you like this area because we built it for like the purebloods and the Slytherins.
Oh, come on.
Well, like, speaking of lived in, like, the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening and the footsteps, like, it just makes it feel more alive.
Little events like that. Brooms going by
just saw
overhead.
Love that.
Quem tá jogando agora? Não é mais o carinha
Data
ali?
Tower was one example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts. It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player, help you not get lost. But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality. And
é muito fiel.
Personality, I like that, because it does. Like, Hogwarts has character. Hogwarts is its own character, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Feels just a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's a sentient castle full of magic for hundreds of years. It's going to kind of grow and
Cada
develop.
detalhe tem umas diferenças pequenas.
Speaking of characters.
Pequenos detalhes, mas fazem muita diferença. E aquele doidinho ali no fundo.
You know, we talked about building on lore too. I know there's that statue over to the side. That's
Do you know who that is?
Lachlan the Lanky, and he's got his Bowtruckle friend. And I think if players don't know, there's another Revelio page there.
Yeah, there's a map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides there.
Hides behind it. That's right.
Third
book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway where the portraits have kind of taken it over, and so the sound makes it really unique.
All right, I gotta call this out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls. Okay, so here we are at the owlry. We're looking directly at the owlry to show you all of the owls.
It's a lot of owls.
It's a lot of owls at the owlry.
Ali é o conhecido como aviário.
Great callback. Great call.
No, I also love that as
não sei não se vai dar tempo pra ir lá, né?
Just kind of going around on the outside of the school is that all those things that I see are places that I can go to, that I can visit. I just love that sensation knowing that is real.
That lovely Scottish countryside.
We're kind of closing out our mini tour of Hogwarts, and again, it was is but a fraction of this enormous castle. But we're closing it out here in the clock tower. So another recognizable location. But this is where Crossed Wands, which is the secret, not so secret dueling club is that the students have put together. Professors definitely know about it, but they think they're being clever. And it's run by this Lucan Brattleby here,
who's in a younger year. But we kind of like that that he's running things.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course. I'll fetch it and give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
And this is a really good opportunity to now jump into combat, because really in the game, this is going to be the first time where you yourself get to learn about combat and combos in a big way and in a new way. For me personally, this was where the game really starts to open up to the possibilities.
So we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the iconography on the top. Now, what we see on the top is the Accio spell, followed by 4 what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots. There are certain spells what the wizards kind of use, just kind of fling, and using one now. And you trigger that by tapping R2 on your controller. So you can see in the corner R2. So if you tap R2, that throws out a basic shot. But that R2 is also your gateway to all of the spells that you might slot. So if you hold R2 instead, you can see how the diamond expands. And if we let go, you see how it contracts? And so if you hold it again, it expands. And so when it expands, then all the spells that you slotted while you're holding that button can now be tapped with your face buttons.
Awesome.
And not only that, but over the course of the game, you can gain additional spell diamonds, up to 4 additional ones, so that you can slot up to 16 spells, pretty much instantly. And then that helped us fulfill the fantasy of, in combat, I need to be able to access things very rapidly. And so you learn over the course of these events, how to juggle not just the spell casting, but also it reinforces an understanding of another feature of the wheel, which is their cooldowns. So as you're casting spells, just to make sure that you're not just kind of repeatedly using one thing over and over and over again, you can see cooldowns on the spells that he's using on the wheel. And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect things, like cooldowns through your talents, different things that allow you to kind of juggle and adjust and update those things. And so if you hold down R2 and you tap the D-pad, it will switch between your other diamonds if you've unlocked them. And that's how you access all those.
Oh, man. Looks like we're about to get some action over here.
São muitas opções para combar, hein?
So this is a great way to kind of learn how to pull things together, pull those combos together.
Accio, tap, tap, tap. Awesome.
Well done,
Andrew.
And that's just against the dummy, but I mean...
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
I think now we can take on something a little more challenging. It's going to shoot back.
Now let's talk about some more features of the combat system.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of Crossed Wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5 dev kit here, so we're going to be able to kind of pause the action and talk about what you're seeing on the screen, because there's about to be a lot going on.
Okay.
All right, here you can select if you want to fight with somebody else, some of your classmates. But in this case, we're not. We want that action to feel a little more frantic towards you to really get you that sense of
Convida para o duelo ali, hein? Para fazer
duelo. They've got quite the reputation because they've got you up against 3 people.
3, off the jump.
So I can explain this just because I know people are going to go into it, but we can probably just kind of jump in. So you're not the only one that has Protego and the ability to deflect. The enemies do too. And we actually play with that when it comes to the spell casting. So you notice that there are different colored kind of shields around the different characters. And you also notice that your spells have different colors on them. So to help players understand kind of like the function of their spells, we're trying to put them into brackets. So there are damage spells, there are force spells, there are, I'm forgetting the other one, all this control spells. And so those things for the player, they wind up also being a color indicator for which actual spell to use to break the different shields that enemies can use. That way it rewards kind of like that close attention that you're paying on things.
We've got this paused here now, and you can kind of see all the elements on the screen, the halo around the avatar's head, each of the different shields, to kind of give us a breakdown of what's going on.
Give us a breakdown of different things that you're saying. So you notice at the top that we're kind of like calling out which enemy you currently have targeted and their level and health. And so, as you target different characters, you'll be able to get that breakdown. The halo over your head, whenever an enemy is about to an attack, it's almost like you have a little bit of a sixth sense for those things that are coming. If you see the halo, it means there's an incoming attack, and if you tap the triangle button by default, then that you'll be able to deflect that attack that comes in and off with the protect.
And I love that deflect where it goes off and like hits things up and kind of breaks things off walls too.
But also, if you hold the button, then it doesn't just deflect. It also deflects and turns around with a counter attack stupefy that actually stuns the enemy. And you can use that even in your combos and stuff. So if you're focused on a character, and you're doing your thing, and someone else attacks you, you can actually turn that attack into a direct attack on the person that you're comboing.
Back into gameplay here. Andrew's gonna pretty handily finish these other students off here. Just win this duel.
How fast it is. It's like a dance.
Yeah, we really felt like in the movies there's almost like a
combando. Vai subindo uma barrinha azul ali embaixo.
It's kind of like there's this element of kind of like fencing from a very great distance.
Deve ser
and there are a lot of things that we had to do with our controls and combat system in order to kind of capitalize on that idea that's pretty unique to the Wizarding world.
Yes. Well, perhaps you should try that next
carregar
time.
alguma coisa que vai
The other duelists have already taken notice of
algo
you,
nele.
but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you. You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning. Or at least surviving the next round. I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then.
Tá, na próxima vez a
The
gente
next round
derrota
is for all
você.
the gobstones, so to speak.
And that is more or less going to wrap it up for us for now, for what we wanted to show you. Character creator, tour of Hogwarts, and just that little taste of combat. But we didn't want to leave you without maybe a little taste of something that we may show in the future, may show next time. So leaving the castle, going out here.
Realmente vamos viver em Hogwarts por bom tempo.
More owls.
Queria que ele fosse até o aviário ali.
Owl mail.
Que vai dar
There's the owlry again. Yes, all of the owls.
Essa ponte aí, clássica, hein?
But yeah, just heading out here again to show you like from Hogwarts to the world beyond Hogwarts. And this is not somewhere where we're going today, but we will definitely be taking you in the future. A little glimpse at the scale of the castle back there. All right, so we're going to wrap things up here, but I hope you guys have enjoyed everything that you've seen. But I think, James, you may have a few other questions here at the end of things. So while we're done with what we're showing on the gameplay side, I know there's a few things that you want to pick Alan and Boston's brains about.
I would love that, because there's a lot. Let me grab it.
Isso aí, pessoinhas, acho que
some of these questions we
eles não vão mostrar mais do jogo.
Secretly, but I did for the community. So
esperar mesmo sair.
And also from, going through this, I feel like you've come up with some things you want to talk a little more about, I'm sure.
Elaborate on, because we went through character customization, Hogwarts itself, and even combat. So this would be like for the both of you guys. Will we be able to go back and change our character creation if we don't like it?
So not everything, but there are certain things with hairstyle, hair color, so kind of like core shapes, like with the body and face not after the fact.
Okay.
But there are lots of things. There's kind of like a barbershop in Hogsmeade that you can go to. And
of course, there's a
inside
wizard
barber.
You could change your hair color for holidays or
Só
something.
falta pôr a
Oh
roupa.
my gosh, that
E a
would be so
varinha na mão e sair fazendo
The
magia.
game features a lot of appearance customization in it, so there's a ton of options there. But that's in terms of like your character and stuff that you have, the character creator. It's like a smaller set of what you saw there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, awesome. Next question: what kind of leisurely activity can we do? Can we study with our free time? I mean, what will we be doing? Just
mais
hanging out
importante a gente já viu que é o jogo.
As you progress.
E tá no final também aqui. Não vai mais parecer muita coisa. Só deixa eu ver aqui, ó. Vai aparecer alguma coisa. Mas é só o finalzinho mesmo. E aí, o que vocês acharam dessa gameplay nova aí, com apresentação? Dá uma pausa aqui, ó. E é isso aí. Eu até agora me surpreendi ainda mais ainda do que os trailers que eles apresentaram. E a gameplay vai ser top, hein? Vai ser uma imersão na história absurda. É isso aí. Deixa o like, se inscreve no canal. Quando sair, a gente vai antecipar aí 72 horas. Vou jogar em 4K. Vamos arregaçar nesse jogo aí. Valeu, falou. E segue aí.